Good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this, Primary 7 pupils, and a very warm welcome to the English department. Today we're going to show you one of the lessons you'll be taking part in your first 3 weeks when you come to the English department at Calderside. We can't use first year pupils just now because of the pandemic, so today I'm going to be a first year pupil, and Mrs Reid from the English department and Mr Montgomery, who's the faculty head, will also be a first year pupil for the purposes of this wee video. Okay, so when you first come into us in August, you will be in a mixed ability class with people that you don't know from various different primary schools. So our first 3 weeks are spent with a kind of getting to know you series of lessons. They cover the 4 skills of English, that's reading, writing, talking and listening. So each thing you do will be related to that. So what we start off with is Planet Me. Starts off like this, and what's contained in Planet Me, first of all, is a list of questions. So you will be partnered up with someone that you don't know, that you've never met before, from a completely different primary school. You'll be paired up and you will have to ask each other a series of questions. When you're doing that, you then take notes of what your partner says as an answer, and that then forms the basis of a talk that you will give to the class. So Mr Montgomery and I are about to show you the first thing that you have to do. Okay, here we go. So, what's your name?
Douglas.
Okay.
What's your name?
Gail.
Pleased to meet you, Gail. Where were you born?
I was born in Ayr a long time ago. And you?
I was born in Lennoxton an even longer time ago.
And where do you currently live?
I now live in Straven. What about you? Where do you live?
I live in Cambuslang, not far from you. So as you can see, right, you will be writing notes on the answers to these questions in the spaces that are provided for you. What happens next is you're given a wee chance to have a rehearsal, a wee practice, and then one pair at a time will come out to the lectern, which is this device behind me here, and you will deliver your talk to the class. Now the good thing is you're not talking about yourself. You're introducing your new friend, your new partner to the rest of the class. And given that most of you, there might be 2 or 3 people from each primary because we've got 8 associated primaries in each class, it's good to know a wee bit about each other. The other thing you'll be doing as an audience is you'll be listening to that talk. So there we're covering the skills of writing through the note making, listening to each other's answers, and then delivering the talk. So now Douglas and I are going to show you, as first year pupils, how we would deliver that talk for the class. Okay? Good afternoon. Today I'm going to introduce my new partner, Douglas Montgomery, to the class. Douglas was born in Lennoxton a long time ago. He currently lives in Straven, and the primary school that he went to was Lenzie Primary, a long time ago as well. The kinds of things he likes to do in his spare time, Douglas likes to play golf, he likes to read, and he's also a keen cyclist. The most memorable thing that's happened to Douglas so far has been the birth of his 2 sons. The furthest he's ever been from home was when he went to Australia, and if he was on a deserted island, the 3 things he would want to have with him would be his bike, although I don't know how he's going to cycle in the sand, his golf equipment, and the works of William Shakespeare to give him something to read. His favourite food and drink is lasagna and a glass of wine. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce my new friend, Gail. Gail was born in Ayr a very long time ago, and she now lives in Cambuslang. She went to Hayocks Primary School in Stevenson, which is in Ayrshire. In her spare time she likes to walk, she likes to read, as you might expect an English teacher, and she likes to swim. The most memorable thing that's happened to her so far, sadly, is that she broke her leg last month and is still in recovery. The furthest she's been from home is Gran Canaria. The 3 things that Gail would take to a deserted island are torch, a book of matches, a torch, a book, and some matches. Yeah. Okay. Her favourite food and drink is a curry and fizzy water, or so she says.
Okay, now, so hopefully you've got an idea of what you will be doing in your first week or so with us. But Planet Me falls into two sections, so that's the first section covered. The second section becomes a piece of writing. Now, it's very structured for you, so what you'll be given is a wee booklet that looks a bit like this. It's on 7 pages, which becomes 7 paragraphs of writing. And each of the ovals has a wee question for you to answer. For example, what's your house like? What's your favourite room in the house? Do you like living there? Then we move on to how do you spend your time out of school? Who are your friends? How did you feel about starting secondary school? What were you most looking forward to about high school? What do you miss most about primary school? And then we move on to your future. You know, you're only S1 now, but shortly you'll be S6. What would you like to do when you leave school? What job would you like to have and why? What job would you not like to have and why? If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? So this becomes a piece of writing. Now the writing will be done in this. What is this, I hear you ask? This is your big red jotter. This is a jotter that you'll do 6 or 7 big pieces of work in across the year. Planet Me Writing is the first piece of work that you'll tackle in the jotter. And each piece of work you do goes home for mum, dad, whoever looks after you at home to make a comment on. So at the end of each piece of work, you'll have an evaluation sheet written up by your teacher, commented on by you, and commented on by the person that looks after you at home. So just as a wee example, Douglas and I are now going to read you the first and last paragraphs of a couple of pieces of writing that were done this year by pupils who are in our current first year. So the first one says, first paragraph, I was born in Wishaw General Hospital on the 15th of December 2008. I live in Hamilton and I've lived there all of my life. I live in a 4-bedroom detached house. We got an extension in 2014 because my mum was pregnant with my sister. My favourite room is my bedroom because all of my electronics are there. I like living there because I have a good friend who lives there too. The best thing about my street is there's a roundabout that has a grassy bit with trees and I love to hang out there a lot. I've never lived anywhere else in my life. And then the essay goes on about family, friends, primary school, coming to secondary, spare time, and then the future. I'd like to leave school when I'm 18. I would like to be an actor, dancer or a singer. When I was younger, I wanted to be an astronaut, optician and maybe even a pirate. But I'd like to be a singer, or a dancer, or an actor. I'd need to take drama and acting lessons, maybe languages as well. I already go to dance classes, so that's fine. I'll need singing lessons too. I would not like to be a footballer because I'm scared the ball will hit me in the head. I'd like to live in London or Paris because both of these places are beautiful. If I won the lottery, I'd buy tickets to America so my friends and I can go together. I'd love to go to New York because that's where most films are set. And I've never been. The only place I've been in America is Florida. A lovely piece of writing.
Okay. I was born in Wishaw General Hospital on the 16th of May 2008. I've lived in Blantyre all my life. My house is detached and has 2 stories. The rooms are very large, but the Wi-Fi is terrible. My favourite room is my bedroom because there's everything I need and I feel safe in the room. I like living there because I'm close to the majority of my friends. However, I did make some pretty good memories in my old house too. Best thing about my street is that I live right next to the Asda. So whenever I need something, I can just go and get it. I've lived in a different house before and I was closer to my family, but I prefer the house I'm living in now. And again, like the previous essay, goes on to talk about the family, friends, primary school, and so on. And then the final paragraph's looking ahead. I think I'll be 17 when I leave school. When I leave, I would like to make profitable business like a restaurant. I'd also love to be a footballer because I think I would have a good chance of making it as a pro. I'd need to have National 5 English, National 5 Maths, higher business and probably higher French. I would hate to be a teacher as I would end up losing my temper. If I could live anywhere, it would be in France, as the food and the weather would be great. If I won the lottery, I'd put half in savings, invest in a promising company, and lastly, buy a new house. So, another terrific piece of writing.
So, that's your first 3 weeks with us. I hope you've enjoyed the wee introduction we've given you today. It's always great for teachers to find out more about pupils and their lives and their loves and their friends and how they spend their time out of school. After the 3 weeks, you then move on to another set of work and another set of work and another set of work. It's kind of structured as far in terms of how the terms work. But this is good because it's about you, it's about your friends, it's about finding out about your new classmates, and that all makes for a happy, well-established English class. So today I'd like to thank Douglas for taking part, and Mr. Tennant, who's filming this, our audiovisual technician, to say thank you to him too. And just lastly to say that we're very much looking forward to meeting you in August. Bye.